are you? This is, I'm trying something new here, folks. And we're going live. Let me move my little thing out of the way. There we go. All right. Hi, hi, hi. How are ya? My name is Chris Acton with Acton Creative, and yeah, I'm trying this whole live thing today. So bear with me. We're just gonna have a good time, and we'll see how it goes. Here is just a little bit of history for you. So I've been on YouTube for maybe not quite 2 years. So last, I don't know, end of the summer. So I hit all the right numbers so that I could go live. And I've tried like short little snippets so far, but I haven't done a full-fledged, scheduled, the whole thing. So this is very exciting. Now, I have been doing some live videos on Facebook. So I do some things over on that platform, but I thought, you know, I have this whole lovely community here on YouTube. So I just wanted to touch base and chat with you guys and get your feedback on a couple things, and we'll just kind of catch up and we'll see how it goes, right? So, so here is what I thought we might do as we were hanging out today. By the way, I apologize for like the thudding in the background. I'm in the basement and the sump pump is like right there, and we have had like all kinds of flooding, and then it gets cold, and anyways, the sump pump is paying its dues, let's just say, right now. So if you hear the thudding in the background, that's just the sump pump serenade in the background of the video. Don't mind that at all. So here's what I thought that we might do together today is I have a couple questions that I want to throw out to you and get your feedback on a few things. And then I thought if you have weaving questions for me, or I would love to hear kind of updates on how your projects are going, and just a little time for us to connect. And we'll have time to chat about my project on my loom too. So, so thank you to everyone who is kind of tuned in. Go ahead and say hi and tell me where you are watching from, just so I can see who is, you know, who is hanging out with me today. I love that part. So, see, I'm like pushing things, and we'll see how it goes. You know how every platform's just a little bit different? So I'm still kind of tweaking things. It's all right. You'll bear with me, right? By the way, check out my fabulous new mug. Can you see? It's got like, it has like a dancing cherry pie. How funny is that? This is a fabulous new mug from my friend Stephanie. She got me a mug from the Cherry Hut in Beulah, Michigan. Shout out to the Cherry Hut. Anyways, what I've never understood and didn't even think about is that with a red mug, you cannot see my lipstick, which is fabulous. Oh, Nancy's on from Boise, Idaho. Hi, Idaho. And then from Kansas. Oh, I love it. Hi, you guys. Thanks so much for joining in today. That's so fun to see all new faces in the crowd. I love that. So, okay, so here we go. Here are kind of my questions for you. Let's start there, because those will be easy enough. First of all, how do you feel about live video? Do you like it? Do you, oh, Laura's on from Dallas, Texas. Hey, Laura. So do you like live video? Is it something that you would tune into? If yes, give me an idea of days and times that are good. And if no, tell me what you like instead, because there is no wrong answer here. I promise. I'm just trying to get a gauge for where everybody is. I know that, let's see, Denise is on from Connecticut. Oh, okay, Denise, here is my question. How close are you to, oh shoot, it's just gonna go in my brain. I have friends in Connecticut, and Guilford. How close are you to Guilford? Denise, let me know. I have no idea of geography, but I have friends that are there, and so that'd be very fun if you were around the corner. So that's your first question, my friends. Is it live video, yay or nay? And give me your 2 cents on, you know, if you like it or not. I tend to be the person who plans to show up for live video, and I don't always make it. I gotta be honest. So I tend to watch the replay later on, and for folks that watch this later on, chime in, give me your 2 cents. You don't have to be live and in person to be answering my questions. So let me know, live video, yay or nay? What are your thoughts? You can be honest. There's no wrong answer. So then my second question is, what kind of things would be helpful for you? What kind of things would you like to see? Because typically my audience is weavers on a multi-shaft loom at home, and that can be kind of lonely. So let me know what would be helpful. Nancy says, yes, you like live video, but can't always watch. Let's see. Let me see. See, trying to learn where all the things are. Okay. Thank you, Nancy. That was very good feedback. I appreciate that. So let me know what kind of things might be helpful for you. I put out a video once a week, and oh wait, Denise says Guilford's about 40 minutes away. I actually sent a question. See above. Let's see. Okay. Oh, see, I'm getting the hang of it now. Okay. Let's see. I have to scroll the thing to see the stuff. Okay. Let's see. Denise, I don't see the question, my friend. I'm so sorry. Can you put it in the comments for me, just so that I don't miss it? Already sent a question. I love that. Send the questions. That is perfect. So yes, so what kind of things would be helpful for you? Because I know that weaving is a big old huge category, and there's lots of different components. So let me know how I can help. Margaret says living near Prince's. Oh, see. Okay, hold that thought. Here's what I need here, folks. I need some glasses. You know, getting old is rough. Okay, so here, let's see. See, it's so the glasses are weird with the ring light, aren't they? All right. Margaret says living near Princess Risborough, Buckinghamshire, England. Holy crap! Hi, Margaret from England. Enjoyed all your videos and learned a lot. Thank you. That's so cool. Laura says every video has been very helpful. Oh, you guys are so complimentary. Thank you so much. That's so kind. So here becomes part of my question then, is that what other kind of things would you like to see? Would you like to see more about equipment or techniques or patterns or different fibers? What kind of things might be helpful for you? Here's the other thing too that I found is that these kind of live videos I think are so fun just from a kind of community building perspective, which I love that because I love getting to know you guys a little better and what you're working on. Teresa, hi, living on the south coast of UK. Oh, look at this. See? Making connections already. Nancy says she likes help with errors or troubleshooting with problems, questions and answers. I love that, Nancy. That is perfect because I love to talk about troubleshooting and what kind of things are important. Because don't you find too that with weaving, there's so much of it that you're like, I just don't always know what is more important than something else. Have you had that experience where you're like, I'm just not sure what to focus on here versus something else? So I love that. That is great feedback. Let's see. Really watched nearly all of them. Aw, thank you, Nittylicious. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's that gives me all the warm fuzzies and all the good feelings. So yeah, as I was saying, one of the things that I think is so kind of key in weaving is just that you know, what do you focus on? I know I had this great question that came through on one of my videos, and it was about if you're using multiple yarns on the warping board, and if you ended up with the yarns like at the bottom of the board versus the top, and she was confused, she or he, I apologize, I don't remember who it was, but was confused about do I have to move it back up to the top to go again? And so we talked just a little bit about how when you're at the warping board, the most critical point, most critical component is the cross. So however you need to work around that, that is the key thing. But I think that's one of the interesting things about weaving is that it can be tricky, kind of just sorting out in your head what is going to be more important than something else. Okay, let's see. Is there an easier way to thread the heddles you can advise? Ooh, threading heddles. I like this question. Okay, so I'll start with this. I dress the loom from front to back, which means that I do the reed first, and then I put the reed in the loom, and then I thread the heddles from there. So for me, if you go that route, here's what I would suggest. first of all, I always like to talk ergonomics. Collapse your weave collapse your loom as much as possible. Sit as close as you can to the shafts and have great light. And then if you like using like a sleigh hook or something like that, feel free, use all the tools, whatever's going to help you see clearly and move those yarns through into the heddles, into each of the shafts. If you dress the loom the opposite direction, I'm not going to be as much help. That is, I try to be very clear. I am very comfortable doing it front to back. The other way, I have friends that do it the other way, but I myself am not an expert. So I try not to give advice there because I don't know exactly what I'm talking about. I kind of know it in concept how it goes, but I haven't done it myself. So thank you for asking. That is a very good question right there. Denise says, I have trouble, let's see if I can read it. I have trouble with breaking floating selvage threads. Ooh, usually on the right hand side. Don't you love that? I leave extra weft angle and still break threads. Any suggestions? I leave extra weft angle and still breaking floating selvages. Ooh, Denise, that's a good one. Thank you. That's a really good question. Okay, let's see. Breaking floating selvages. Okay, so there's a couple things that you can do here when you're setting up floating selvages. What'd she say? Thank you. Give front to back a go. Okay, no worries. Okay, so floating selvages. Here's what I might suggest for floating selvages. A couple things. First of all, as you are putting your warp yarns into the reed, feel free to skip a dent when you do the floating selvages, just to give yourself a little more space. And it's so interesting you should say that you break them, because my floating selvages tend to sag before they break when it comes to that. So I'm not sure if that's kind of a tension thing or what. You can use a little more control when you're coming around the ends, and try to not to pull on them so tight, because that is part of what could be adding extra kind of tension to those floating selvages. So as you kind of come around that floating selvage, just be gentle with it and kind of place it versus pulling really hard on that. That could be contributing it to the breakage as well. I'm trying to think. Let me chew on that, Denise. And if I have some other suggestions, I'll shoot you a note, because I know how to find you, because you are a regular and I love that. Thank you so much. Let's see. What does it say? I too enjoyed the videos. I'd like to see you add a longer format video that might go in more depth into projects from beginning to end, clearly on a more frequent basis. I love that. That is great feedback. Thank you so much. Here is, I love that you said that, because one of the things that I am working on, and it's slow going at this point, but it is coming, is I am working on a class, a How to Dress Your Loom class, where I would it'd be multiple weeks, and I would take you from start to finish. It'd be a paid product, but I would have things that would kind of lead up to it, and we would really do a deep dive, just that you're very, very comfortable with all of that. So that is coming. But I like the idea of having a few that are a longer format. Which you bring up a very good point. So here is kind of where I fall with the length of the videos. Just happy to play for a lesson like that. Excellent. For me, I know how long my attention span is, and it's not very long. So I tend to always create videos that are a short enough length that I know that I could stick with it from beginning to end. So they're never more than about, well, you guys know, they're never more than about 7 minutes. It's really, I try to keep them very kind of short and sweet. But if there's enough call for a longer video, then I would definitely be happy to do that. Matter of fact, one of the topics that came up recently was asking about a video for how to chain off your warp from the warping board, and that would be a great topic that would be a little bit longer format. So let me chew on that, people. That is, I love that. Thank you so much for that feedback, because for me, I'm always like, I don't want to make them really long, because I know how I am. If I see a video that is 30 minutes, not a chance. I'm not going to last. So so that is good feedback to see that you would like to have an occasional one that is a little bit longer format. Let's see. Denise threads from front to back using a short stool. So your eye on the heddles helps. Yes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Right. Ergonomics is key, you guys. And let's see. Jocelyn, is it Jocelyn or Joycelyn? See, I never know. But hi, I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Oh, wait, come back. Okay. See, I keep pressing the wrong button. Let's see. I second the suggestion. I'm super newbie from Toronto, Canada, and I'm saving up for a loom. Oh, yay! I really enjoy how easy it is to learn from your videos. Thank you so much. That's great. And I'm excited for you. New looms are the best. Even if they're used looms, it's still, when you get your first one, it is some kind of magic. Can I get an amen? Because looms are, yes, please. So I'm glad you're enjoying them, and I can't wait for you to actually try some things like in practice, just to get in there and give it a go. So excellent. Okay, you guys have been amazing. Here's what I would like to do next is, you've had all kinds of great suggestions for me. Why don't we touch base with what I have going on the loom, and you can tell me about your projects that you're working on right now. So here, I'm gonna adjust, I'm gonna move you. No one gets seasick. Everyone hang on right there. Okay, so here is the project that I'm working on now. This is called a color gamp. Have you heard that word before? G-A-M-P, color gamp. And it's like a study, like a color study. I always kind of equate it to, if you're a musician, if you're doing scales or etudes. Like it is like it's like a study or a sampler. That's probably a good word. It's like a sampler. And I am working on this particular one for an upcoming class. And I wanted to just kind of lay out all kinds of fun colors and textures and see how it goes. All right, Denise, thank you so much. Denise is like, gotta go make supper. I can appreciate that. Nothing comes before food, so I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you for being here. So let's do just a little, I'll show you a little bit about what I'm working on here. And in the meantime, tell me about your projects. What are you working on these days? Because it is always amazing to find out what everyone is focused on, what they like to work on, how things are going, all of the good things. So here is kind of the plan. See, I've got different textures of different size yarns here. It's all just plain weave in this case. So very, very basic. I'm using a little boat shuttle. I have this great, it's like a peacock blue, maybe we'll call it. I have a little bobbin in there, and I'm just kind of changing the bobbins. Honestly, I wind the yarn on the bobbin, and then whenever it runs out, I'm done. Just for this kind of thing. Let's see, I'm attempting to make a poncho for my daughter, themed after one in a recent movie. Oh, I love it. It's not from, is it Encanto? What's the movie? I just watched that with a friend the other day, and I thought that it's a beautiful movie. Oh yeah, that's the one. Yay! See, I love that. The movie is fabulous. I really enjoyed it. So that would be awesome. And ponchos, how fun is that? All right, so like I said, this is just a plain weave, nothing crazy. My goal for the color gamp is just to play with different size yarns, different colors. Eventually I'm going to do a little bit of pattern work just so you can see how everything plays together, and that's kind of where I am. Oh, is it Jocelyn instead of Joycelyn, right? Thank you, gold star for me. I love that. My friend, I have always known Jocelyn's, but my sister's friend was always Joycelyn. I was like, oh, I haven't heard that one before. So thank you. I'm glad you're here. All right, so here is how it's going. First of all, oh, you can see in the camera. I was gonna say it's like the tiniest fiber ever, but you can see a little bit of the blue show up right there, huh? It's I love playing with color. So it's been, the whole making a color gamp has been a lot of fun. So let's see. We heard about the poncho. I'm very excited about the Encanto poncho. What projects are you working on? Jocelyn says, I got a large pin loom for Christmas. I'm adapting shaft loom patterns. Nice. Okay, that sounds amazing, by the way. A pin loom. So Jocelyn, how big is it then? Is it like, give me an idea of scale, just so we kind of have an idea. I love that though, and how brave of you to be like, I am just gonna take these other patterns and translate it. I would not have been as brave. I mean, nowadays I could do it, but I've been weaving for like 16 years. So, but kudos to you, my friend, for diving right in and just making it work, because that is shows a lot of ambition for sure. All right, let me get my fingers out of the way because that's a good thing. Can you see my little stripe developing here? Yep, you can see it. So here is my plan. Basically, I did the color gamut, so I went through each of the colors first, and then I'm coming back through and adding different textures so you can see how it all comes together. We love that. What kind of, how do you guys feel about color and weaving? Love it? Does it frustrate you? Is that one of the things that you really like to work on? Or are you more of a pattern person? Because that's fun too. Let's see. Hi, Nancy. What kind of looms do most people have? Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, you guys share what kind of looms you have. I love that. Thank you, Nancy. That's a good one. Mine is a shacked 36-inch 4 shaft. So let me know what you guys are working with. Because, boy, isn't that half the fun is kind of the equipment part of it. Love that. It's just sorting out what everyone's working on. And mine is a jack loom, which means that it is a rising shed loom. Boy, I just did a video about this, and boy, I got so like tongue twisted when I was trying to explain that. I kept saying, what did I say? Rising, I think I said rising shaft, which kind of works, but technically it's a rising shed loom, which means that when I put my foot on the treadles down below, the shafts go up. So it separates the yarns this way, versus you'll have some other looms where when you put your foot on the pedals, they drop down, they separate like this direction. So it's a different motion, the sinking shed versus rising shed. Anyway, so yes, share what kind of loom you are working on, because boy, that's half the fun. I forget who I was talking. Oh, I know. I went to Joann Fabrics, and the guy at the checkout counter had asked what I bought some kind of trim stuff, and he was asking what I was doing. I said, well, I'm gonna do, this is for some pillows. I said, I'm a weaver. Turns out he had been a weaver too. Amazing. So we talked for a little bit, and it was just so fun to hear. He's like, I had this beautiful loom. It was like it was like a 50-inch or something like that. 48-inch probably, and he said that after a while one of his children just kind of gave it away because he wasn't using it, and it was it takes up serious real estate, as anyone with a floor loom knows, is that is some committed real estate you've got there for your loom. So even though they are beautiful pieces of furniture, it is a commitment. So I can appreciate that, but he was saying that whoever bought it got it for a song, because he said they didn't really do much research. They were just like, hey, I have a loom. Let's see. Oh, Jocelyn says about 1.5 by 21 inches. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a pretty good size then. Okay, so then Jocelyn, you can do some, yeah, we'll call it a tea towel size. I like it. That's what I was gonna say. You could do some pretty big things on there then, right, with that kind of scale. I mean, if you've got, that's awesome. You'd have a lot of options for that. I love that. So Jocelyn, is this your first loom? Is this the first one you've ever had? Because, once you get the itch, that's, I'm guessing it won't be your last. Let's see. Margaret says, weaving a set of tea towels. Oh, good. From the miniature pattern, Rambler Rose by Josephine Estes. Let's see. Oh, I love that. Oh, and Marguerite Porter Jameson. Yes. Isn't that a great book? I know I talk about it all the time, but I love that book. Oh, here we go. What kind of loom do you have? A Becca 60-inch 8 shaft, a Leclerc 48-inch 8 shaft, Leclerc 24 4 shaft, Ashford 32-inch rigid heddle, a Peacock loom, and a couple ankle looms. Wow, you are loaded for bear, aren't you? I love that you have multiple looms. Okay, so tell me this, are any of them in the dining room? That's what I would like to know, because where do you put that many looms? Because, I know as a weaver, suddenly you're like, well, it was a guest bedroom, but no, it's in the dining room. Let's see. Nancy says a 4 shaft, 4 harness, 22-inch Harrisville. Ooh, nice. Yeah, that is awesome. Very, very cool. I love hearing about all the different styles. Laura says, does anyone weave on a counter march loom? I've only used a jack loom. See, I love that question because I've only used jack looms myself. I have a contact at my weaving store, local weaving store, called 3 Moons Fiberworks, Rebecca. And Rebecca has dealt with counter march looms. And so whenever I get any questions about that, I always refer to her. Okay, the looms in the dining room, living room, office, bedrooms. I love that. Okay, that makes me so immensely happy. Like the whole room, the whole house is just loom room, loom room, loom room. See, why not? That's perfect. All right, let me do just a few more here. I love the conversation. And yeah, let me know if anyone actually does work on a counter march, because from what I understand, they're a little tricky to thread and do the heddles. That's my understanding. Like I said, I don't have any experience with it, but I have a resource. So whenever I have those kind of questions, I'm always like, Rebecca, can you help me out here? And she knows all the things. Have you met those weavers that they seem to know everything? I'm part of our local Weavers Guild, and we have weavers in the guild that have been weaving longer than I've been alive. No joke. It is crazy the information that is stored in their pretty little heads. So there's a couple of them that if I get in a corner or something, if I get stuck, I'm always like, Margaret, Kathy, someone needs to help me. And that's, okay, folks, that is really the key, isn't it? It's not that you have to know everything, because you really don't. You just need to know a couple people who can get you to the answer that you need, because weaving is such a big category. There's just no way to actually know everything. And it seems it's really not an attainable goal anyways. So anyway, it's just a matter of knowing just a couple key people who can help you out. Laura says, you always give excellent advice. Thank you. After your encouragement to join a local guild, I joined. It's been wonderful. Oh, that's great. Yay. Oh, Laura, that makes me so happy to hear. Which guild are you part of? If you want to share, I'd be curious to see which one you're involved with, because they're great. And what I find so interesting is that there aren't a ton of guilds around because there aren't a lot of weavers. Makes sense, right? But the ones that are they're usually, talk about some wise people. Hey, look at that. We have finished the little peacock blue portion of the project. And just in time, I'm going to say, let's see, what'd you say? Jocelyn, I've wanted to learn for years, and finally at the ripe old age of 33, I was like, well, it's been forever. What am I waiting for? I love that. Laura's part of the Dallas. Oh, yeah, of course. And the Fort Worth Guild. Look at you go, my friend. That's amazing. Yay. I love that. And I'm glad they're helpful. I know they have a great social media presence, if I remember correctly. The Dallas one, at least, I've seen some things from them. So I love that. Okay, you guys, we have filled our time quite nicely, haven't we? It's been so lovely to chat with you and find out how you're doing and all that good stuff. So here is my question. Would you like to see more? Was this fun? Did you enjoy it? Was it worthwhile? Because if so, I can make that happen. I will pop in live and we'll catch up and we'll sort that out. So feel free to give me your 2 cents, because it's all about you guys anyways. So even if you're not watching this live, please feel free to jump in and let me know how you feel. Yes, you're welcome, you guys. I got a couple comments. You are very welcome. I had a great time. It's always so much fun to hang out with other weavers. Let's see. Oh, hi from Western Spain. Wow. Okay, that's amazing. Hello, Spain. That's incredible. See, I love that. That seems like a very long way from my corner of Northwest Indiana. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. All right, so here are your marching orders. Let me know if you would like to see more of this. If you like lives, what time and day would be good for you? If you do, because that is all up for grabs. And we'll make some plans, right? I love that. We'll develop our little tribe here, and we will carry on. So, okay, so I think that does it, my friends. Let me know, give me some feedback on how this was, and if you enjoyed it, and we'll possibly do some more in the future. All right, have a fabulous day, and happy weaving.